Hi everyone, welcome to the Guy on the Internet channel. Today I want to talk about my hair transplant that I got in Turkey. And I'll talk about my experience at Vera Clinic. That was a clinic I went with. I want to talk about some challenges I had, the hardest parts of doing a hair transplant, the total cost for me, and just general thoughts and my story. And so I want to do a hair transplant, having a luxurious comb over and having to shave my head once in a while to change up my look. Why not just use technology to just get the hair back that I would like? And so I started doing my research. I learned about that, some of the hairs I have on the back of my head, those are resistant to a particular hormone that makes you go bald. And that what they do with the hair transplant procedure is they'll extract what they call grafts from that hormone resistant hair in the back of your head and transplant that onto the areas where you're bald. I did some research. Vera Clinic kept popping up. I reached out to Vera Clinic. They connected me with a medical consultant named Ashley, who was super nice and literally talked me through the whole process. She organized the shuttle. She answered every question I have, every concern I had when it came to I'm feeling, even after the procedure, I'm feeling a headache. Is this normal? How long is this going to last? Those type of questions. She answered every single question. She was there throughout the whole process before and after. And it really was a white glove service at Vera Clinic. Very great experience. I booked a flight from Toronto to Turkey with a stopover in Dublin, Ireland. It cost in total about 3,000 euros for my hair transplant. This included accommodation, shuttle, the antibiotics, the shampoo, the lotion, and the painkillers. And it was just a complete white glove service for that 3,000 euro. I got there at like 8 p.m. on a Tuesday in Turkey, and the shuttle was waiting there for me. Really nice driver, really nice, very friendly, and got me to a really nice hotel. The next morning, from the hotel, they shuttled us over to Vera Clinic, which kind of exceeded my expectations with how nice the facility was and how professional everyone was. Like it was very futuristic. The facility, I would describe it as futuristic. The drive to Vera Clinic was we were in traffic for a little bit, so it was about 30 or 40 minutes away from the hotel we were staying at. That first day during the procedure in the morning, or before the procedure, I met with the doctor. They did a hairline for me. They took a closer look to estimate how many grafts they can get, to confirm how many grafts they could use, and they gave me a number about 4,200 grafts. And then I was taken to the room where they would do the transplant. There were two technicians and a translator there. The translator, said, okay, this is going to hurt in terms of the anesthetic. That was the most challenging part, the most painful part that I was not aware was going to happen before, going into this. But it was a solid 2 to 4 minutes of significant pain. I had to, the inner monologue for me was wow, be a man. This is painful. I wonder, and then another thought came to mind, I wonder how this compares to childbirth, on a scale. Am I close? Am I close, or am I just a complete wimp? I don't know. The translator was oh, you did good, actually. You did well. Most people cry. I was really? Is he just saying that just to make me feel better, or is that really the case? But so those 2 to 4 minutes, not the greatest, but after that, they're just putting the anesthetic so that your head is numb for the whole process of removing the grafts and then doing the incisions on your head to implant those grafts. Graft doesn't necessarily mean one hair. A graft could have anywhere from 1 to 4 hairs. So that's something else I learned. And so after that day, after the procedure, I get shuttled back to the hotel. I must admit that first night was rough because you have this anesthetic stuff kind of leaking, or plasma leaking from your head area onto. They give you this diaper pad thing to put on your pillow, and you do have to sleep upright for a whole week going forward. So I was just concerned about dirtying up the sheets at the nice hotel. I honestly didn't feel any sort of headache or pain on the first 2 nights, but what I did find was when I returned back home to Canada, the following 7 days, I did have a throbbing headache. for those 7 days. And so I took the painkillers they provided, the antibiotics, and followed the instructions. On the second day, after the procedure, you go back to the clinic to do a laser therapy, as well as to do a first wash of your head. And then they also put you in this like submarine looking tank and do oxygen therapy. So they give you this mask, they close it up, they pressurize this container, super cool container, and you breathe in pure oxygen for about an hour, and you watch a Netflix movie while you're doing that therapy, and they say it really improves recovery. And then, before I knew it, the next morning at like 1 a.m., I got my flight was at 5 a.m. From the Turkish airport, which, by the way, is just absolutely gorgeous. On that second day as well, they did do a little bit of a hard sell on some of the therapeutics you can take, some vitamins. This was before I got my laser therapy and the first wash. They were trying to sell some vitamins and things like that. You just politely, refuse, and then you just go on with the rest of the day. So that's one thing I want to note with my experience at Vera Clinic. The other thing to note is that you will get a 200 milliliter ball of lotion, as well as a 200 milliliter ball of special shampoo that you should bring with you. Problem is, I only brought carry-on, so I didn't want to check in these 2 bags, or check in a bag for 2 flights, because that would cost roughly $300 US. So what I ended up doing was I just quickly looked for a mall or some store nearby, and thankfully there was just a store like 30 seconds away, like a 2-minute walk, a mall. And I went into the mall, went to the local dollar store, Mr. DIY dollar store it was called, really nice dollar store, and they had these 100 milliliter bottles. So I grabbed those, poured the lotion and the shampoo into those, and then brought that through carry-on and saved myself several $100s. So I highly recommend that approach. Bring some 100 milliliter bottles with you, so you don't have to make an unplanned trip to a store or have to check in your bags and spend an extra $300 you weren't expecting to spend. So that's a pro tip. Hopefully it saves you some money. So when I got back, I was sleeping upright. I used my really nice neck pillow. I'll have a link below to that particular pillow that I got. And I just used a recliner and used that pillow and slept upright for the next 6 days. And it was fine. I was comfortable enough. However, that day when I finally got to lie down horizontally to sleep was amazing. This is getting close to the end of the 4th week of my procedure. And so far, like, these hairs are supposed to fall out, I believe, and they call this the ugly duckling phase the next 2 months, where there's hair falling out, and then stronger hairs will be growing in, and then apparently I should see about 50 to 70% of the result in 6 months, and then with 12 to 18 months later, I'll have that full effect. So I will be documenting that as well. Overall, great experience at Vera Clinic. A referral link down below if you want to check them out. I always say, do your own research. I personally had a good experience here, and I hope this video was useful to you. If you think so, like and subscribe, and I'll also document my overall results.